Don't they smell sweet?
A few days ago I was here. I was having an MRI scan because I have symptoms. Now technically those symptoms are almost certainly just that my body's getting older, but they could also be the symptoms of prostate cancer, so I had to get checked out. I went to the hospital and lay for 40 minutes in a giant tube that buzzed and bleeped at me. I was asked what music I'd like to listen to while it was happening, and I said Queen, hoping they'd play rather than the promised music didn't arrive, so I got to listen to the MRI symphony. It was varied and interesting, but it'll never make the charts. Nothing makes you evaluate the purpose of your life more than the possibility, however slight, of your imminent death. Nothing else quite takes you out of the mainstream, puts everything else into perspective and gets you to focus on what's important. So this seems to me to be an opportunity to be grabbed. I'm 55, that's too young to die, but tell that to the young men of 18 who died in the trenches of various wars across history and across the world. But it is old enough that one basic physical principle kicks in. Use it or lose it. I do have a process for keeping fit. I play tennis. To be honest, I play tennis for fun. I need to stay fit in order to play tennis. I don't play tennis to keep fit. To play tennis well, you need to have tennis skills, of course. I think I'm still improving on those. I may be kidding myself. But you also need some physical strength. I started weight training when I was 30. Then I stopped. And started. And stopped. And started. But basically the positives from weight training are huge, especially as you get older. You also need cardio fitness. Sometimes I go running. I'm not a running fanatic. In fact, I need some additional motivation to go running. I'm currently trying out this phone app, Zombies Run.
Start moving now.
Each session turns into another episode of an actually quite well told story. Now I love things like that, trying to hack our brains to get us to do the things we know we need to do that we might struggle otherwise to do. If I can't go running, there's always HIIT. HIIT stands for high intensity interval training, and it embodies the principle of training that makes you stronger. In other words, it's exhausting. You do a workout session that leaves you out of breath and on the floor at the end. Always. As you get fitter, you just up the intensity. As with all exercise, you have to push yourself to the point of failure to push your body to make itself stronger.
And if my body feels like it's been beaten around a bit too much recently, I can always go for a walk. My attitude is that so long as I keep working on the fitness, keep working on the strength, keep working on the cardio, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to be as fit and as active as I am now for the next 30 years. Unless the MRI scan tells me different. I'm very respectful of all the stories that you hear about people who were apparently fit and healthy, who then suddenly discover something that's been creeping up on them that then completely changes their story. I think whatever else happens, this little moment where I've been contemplating the possibility that there is a medical emergency creeping up on me has made me completely appreciate what I've got. Completely understand that maybe I've been starting to take certain things for granted, and that really, if I want to make the most out of this life, then it's really time to ramp up the effort and the focus and get done the things that I really want to do. We all make our own decisions, but if you notice that you've got something, some kind of symptoms, have a look, do a little bit of research, but not too much, because you can build yourself into a frenzy. And if there might be something, do yourself a favour and get it checked out, because the longer you sit on it, the more likely it becomes a problem. I mean, I first noticed that there was something wrong about 2 years ago, and initially I was in denial about that, and then I thought it kind of went away, but then it definitely came back, or it hadn't gone away, or I don't know. So then I spent a few more months grappling with that, and then it eventually I came to the conclusion that said, well look, every other problem you have in your life, Mallen, you have looked it in the face, looked to find out how bad the problem is, and then done what needed to be done to resolve it. So that's what you've got to do here. Now, I don't know whether, if it's turned out to be the worst case scenario, whether it would be a story of somebody who left it too long, and a cautionary tale to learn from my mistake, or whether I would be an example of someone who realised that this was a real thing and took action in good time. I actually have no idea which one of those two I would be. Obviously, I'm hoping that it turns out to be neither. Best case scenario is I get there for results of my scan and they say, no problem whatsoever, keep living the life. Second best case scenario is, well, it's not the C word, but there's something that we need to treat. And you know what the worst case scenario is. I've shot that video and edited it over the last few days. That is as far as it now stands. And now I'm about to go and get my results from Bury St Edmunds Hospital. So let's just see what the ending's going to be. Just a normal trip to Bury St Edmunds. No reason to think anything unusual is going on here. Coming up to the hospital now. Moments of truth. Wish me luck. Well, that was quick. Well, the answer is, can't get any. The answer is, I'm okay. Everything is fine. I have been worrying about that for 2 years, and everything is fine. I have just driven home, smiling like an idiot the whole way. So now the takeaway from this is that I am going to hit that fitness trail like absolutely no one's business to hold on to what I've got for the next 30 years plus, and I'm going to redouble my efforts now to make a difference. That's all. When I was thinking, well, maybe this is it, maybe this is where the story ends, or maybe it turns into another chapter where it's all about a thing rather than about the bigger work you've got to do, I was just thinking, I'm not finished. There's more that I want to do. And yet, it's only when you get reminded of something like this that you think, well, how much effort needs to go in to achieve the things that I want to achieve before the time is done. And between then, I'm going to have a pizza. The diet starts tomorrow. I'm going to have a glass of wine and I'm going to chill.